Big road win Thursday, first one since early December. So I guess how have you seen the guys kind of react to that? Like any momentum or morale booster on the locker room?
I guess we'll find out come tomorrow, right? It's been a while since we won a road game, and we'll find out if we are able to kind of bottle that up and use that as some good momentum here, moving forward. But I think the guys understood the importance and the urgency if we were gonna put ourselves back in position for league and postseason opportunity. So every game that we can get this season is critical, and this is a tough league, but it also gives you a lot of opportunities to push yourself forward if you can tally up some wins. So we were very proud of our group for the way that they responded in at Northwestern, and hopefully we can have a positive result here tomorrow against the Buckeyes.
Hey, Saddi. Oh, sorry. Thanks for taking the time, Saddi. Yeah, speaking of the Buckeyes, despite them being on a little losing streak, what have you seen from the film, even these last couple of losses, that you think could pose some danger to your team tomorrow?
They're a really good team. I mean, you forget. I mean, they were ranked early in the year. I think 5 of their Big Ten losses have been for 5 points or less. They had some quality wins. They got guys that can score the ball. They got size in the paint. So they have everything you need, to be a successful team. For whatever reason, they're going through the patch that they're going through. But, we gotta stay focused on us, and be true to our habits, true to our principles, and hope that they are good enough, to come out on top tomorrow.
Hey, Saddi, Ohio State's Bryce Sensabaugh, he's probably one of the best freshmen in the Big Ten. I guess just what stands out about him and what makes him a difficult matchup?
Man, his ability to score at like crazy angles. He's a patient player, has great size, great strength, 3-level score. He's a hard kid to get sped up because of the way he handles the ball and gets to his spots and elevates over defenders. So, I think he's not only one of the best freshmen in the Big Ten, but one of the best freshmen in the country. And he's a tough cover, but they got a few guys on that team that when their offense breaks down and they need a bucket, he's certainly one of those guys that can be that for them.
Right. And I guess does Sensabaugh's skill set remind you of maybe any other player you've come across or seen during your career?
I don't know. I really enjoy watching him play, actually, again, because to be so young, he's a pretty poised player out there on the floor. And, they've been in some big games, earlier in the season. I remember watching him in Maui and like, man, who was that kid? And then realizing, he's one of their star freshmen. And, so fast forward to now, now I finally get an up close personal view of the young man. But he's good, but he's not the only one. They got some guys that can really score the ball over there, and it's going to be a collective effort on our part.
A lot of players mentioned after the game that at this point in the season, there is not a lot of margin for error. How important is it to capitalize on this upcoming 3-game homestand?
Yeah, I think our focus really is just on Sunday. I mean, obviously we have, 9 games ahead of us with the season, but you can't look too far ahead. We're really at the mercy of the schedule, where we literally have to focus on today, right? And today was preparation for Ohio State. And then when we get to Sunday, it will be focused on beating the Buckeyes and nothing else, because we don't have the advantage of being able to kind of map this thing out. We got to stay focused on today, win it, and trust that our preparation in that moment is good enough to, keep us moving forward.
Saddi, it sounded like Will Shetter was under the weather last game. I'm curious how he's doing, if he's been able to practice, and if you think he'd be able to go tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. He was available today, but you never know what guys' stamina and health wise looks like. So, those that are available are those that are going to be ready to play. And, coaches said it many times. We had that next man up mentality, I think we had a great practice today, at least a good preparation, and hopefully it'll result in some good things for us come Sunday.
Tomorrow, obviously, big rivalry game. Tensions, kind of always high between the two programs. I guess, how have you seen the guys get fired up for the rivalry?
Well, I mean, if we have to fire you up at this point, then maybe you're in the wrong program, right? Like, it's Big Ten basketball, it's a rivalry game, it's a home game, and we're still at the point where we're still fighting tooth and nail for our season. So, I think our guys understand what's at stake, and I would suspect that hopefully we continue to just try to build on this momentum.
I guess kind of sticking with the rivalry, is there anything you got to tell the freshmen or the other first-year guys about, this rivalry and I guess what it means?
I don't think so. I mean, like at this point, they've been here long enough. They've seen from the other sports, they've seen how major it was, in football and, what all that means, the storied tradition between both programs. Tomorrow's just about executing our game plan and being one point better than our opponent. And, hopefully we got 16 guys, 15 guys locked in on the scouting report, locked in on the mission, and ready to compete. At the end of the day, in this league, whether it's a rivalry game or not, you got to be ready to compete. And it's the team that's ready to compete tomorrow is the team that's going to have the best opportunity to win.
What do you think will take this team stringing together one consistent performance after another and kind of to be able to get that winning streak? I think the longest winning streak you've had was when you started 3-0 this year.
I think you said a key word: consistency. We have to have consistent output, consistent effort, consistent focus. That shows the sign and maturity of a team that understands how to win tough games in a tough league. And because no night is easy, you can't look at the schedule and say, oh, like there's a dub there. No, like every night is going to have a different storyline with a different sense of urgency, and our focus has to be locked in on our opponent for that day. And sometimes that opponent is us, right? And the way that we go about our business, and the way that we prepare, and the way that we get ourselves mentally, physically ready to play games. So consistency is huge.
How much is this game a test of that, I guess? I mean, considering that you had this very strong second half performance against Northwestern.
Well, we watched some film, some clips of things both offensively and defensively from that last game that we feel can help us. And now it's just the ability, can we carry those things over into our next game? And so, again, like I said, we're playing a really good Ohio State Buckeye team. If you're just looking at their record, you're not getting a true evaluation of how good this team really is. And so I think our guys understand that. And, I would suspect that we'll come out with the proper mental focus and motivation to take care of business tomorrow.
Saddi, you mentioned defensive things from Northwestern, for example, on film. You guys ran some of that 3-2 or some of that full court trapping again there. What have you liked from that look? Is that something that you could see being utilized more going forward?
Well, we've done a lot of it throughout the year. Players are so good in this league, you can't give them the same consistent look for 40 minutes. So, you know, at times I think coach does a good job of like switching up our defenses to, you know, kind of keep them off balance, their offense off balance, to try to change the pace of the game a little bit. But I mean, you can look across the board every night. There's an elite level player or players that you got to figure out different ways to slow them down. Otherwise, if you give them too much dose of one look, you know, those guys are smart enough and talented enough to figure it out and pick you apart.
Does anybody have anything else? All right, coach, it looks like that's going to do it. We appreciate
right.
your time. Have good luck prepping, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, guys.